Hello there, dear friends. This is Grace, and welcome to my fourth layout with my homemade scrapbook kit called Bunny Hop. I am starting off with a pattern paper as a background, and then I grabbed this craft cardstock from my stash. I am basing this design from a sketch that I'm going to be entering for a challenge, and the design had some bits and pieces kind of scattered um, from the top to the bottom, and I used a really tiny pink heart as that accent, and I finally thankfully used my white ink pad for this, and so I just stamped some hearts on the top left going all the way to the bottom right. And then I'm using some strips of pattern paper. This is my fourth layout, so I don't have a lot of pattern papers left. So I, that's why I used this sketch for the from the challenge because of the use of paper strips, because I was running out of papers. I just grabbed some papers from the GCD Studio Pack, Echo Park, American Crafts, and My Mind's Eye. So here I am, I'm just trimming down my papers because I didn't want them all 12 by 12, I wanted them staggered, and so I just trimmed some of them off. And then there's this little one that I punched out a scallop border on one end, and then I'm just tucking that in underneath that brown paper strip. Um, this picture is of my daughter when in their school they have what it's called lunch with the principal, and you get to have lunch with the principal if they do it once a month, and if they had to write papers, like a essay to correspond with a certain theme that they were having for that month. And so one time in, I think this was 2012, one time in 2012, both my daughter, when she was first grade, I think. And then my son, who was a third grader, no, she would have been kindergarten. Um, they both had lunch with the principal at the same time. So I was able to come, just take quick pictures, and then leave so that they can enjoy their lunch with the principal. So this one was my daughter's picture, and so I'm going to put that in her book. I made sure that I printed off one picture with the principal with my son and then one with my daughter so that I can separate those pages and put them in their respective albums. Also, I wanted to do two separate layouts because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my son has ADHD, and during this particular event, in he had some issues. I want to say issues with the whole thing. We feel like he also is in the autism spectrum. Anyways, he had a meltdown because this wasn't part of his normal routine, and so it was a different story for him because my daughter, she just went and took a seat at the table, grabbed a pizza like what they were told to, but my son, this was a treat for the kids. A typical kid would be happy to be invited to have pizza with the principal, but my son, because it wasn't his normal routine, he kind of shut down, and yeah, his anxiety level was pretty high, and so it was a good thing I was there so that I can help him cope with it, but at the same time it was really heartbreaking for a mom to see that your child just couldn't cope with things like this that normal kids would. Anyways, this layout is not about him. Sorry for the for that rant, but every time I think about this event, I think about what happened behind the scenes, and that's basically what I'm going to be doing when I do eventually scrapbook his part of the lunch with the principal, is what happened and during that time. Anyways, I am still using bits and pieces from the GCD Studio Pack, and also die cuts from American Crafts, those floral ones where from that pack, and then a tag or a tab from L Studio. That one that I just adhered, that little block, will be where I'm going to be adding my journaling, and I'm just going to handwrite that, and then I'm layering some fun stuff for accents. That flower, I wish I had 3 of those so I can do a visual triangle, but there was only 2 in the pack, and so I added, I layered some pink buttons so that I can do the visual triangle. And then that yellow tab was, it had a bow on the side, and I didn't think that the bow worked well with this page, so I'm just going to cover that up. But I'm going to put lunch with principal or pizza with principal on the open space there. And then I also punched out a circle from a paper from GCD Studios to add to the layering for that. And then for my title, it's going to be Celebrate Pizza with Principal. The Celebrate was cut out from my silhouette cameo using some white cardstock. And then, well, it's not white cardstock actually, it's just the backing of pattern paper, but I consider that my white cardstock right now, so that's what I'm using. And I think it's a great way to use up old papers that you don't like the patterns anymore. I know a lot of our papers now are double-sided, but there was a time when they weren't, and they were just white background or white backing, and so that might be a good way to use up your stash. I just adhered that with my Tombow liquid glue. I really love that, the font on that word. It was a set of birthday greetings, and so I just cut all of them out. And as you can see, this is not a birthday page, but because it was a celebratory word, and this is celebration, that I'm able to use it here. And I'm just threading my twine through the holes in the button to kind of make it have that finished look. And I really, that's kind of like my go-to thing when it comes to buttons. It has to have a twine threaded through it because it doesn't look finished if it's not. Although I think in my next layout you will see me not thread it, just because I wanted to think outside the box. I don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again, trying to get out of my comfort zone. So I'm going to choose not to thread it in the next layout. I believe it's not the following, but like it would be process 40, I'm thinking. Anyways, back to this layout, I'm just going to be threading that, and that is good to go. So I'm going to do it 3 times for my visual triangle. So I want to take this opportunity to ask all of you guys if there were specific process videos that you want to see more from me. I know I've done like just the process videos, then I've done some with themes like my Pile It Up. I really like the Pile It Up, but I'm just kind of thinking what everybody wants to see more of. Do you guys like to do, did you guys like the video that I did last month, which was the paper strips, like an item that was done 3 ways? So is that something that you will be interested to see more of, or just plain process videos like these ones? I gotta let you know that I get easily bored with things, and so if I'm doing the same thing over and over again, it just it doesn't it doesn't excite me. So if you can help me out and let me know what I can produce for you guys as far as process videos are concerned, I would be very grateful for that, because then that will help me kind of know what is more interesting to you guys, and then at the same time, so that I won't be doing the same thing over and over again. And then what else am I going to add to this layout? I think that is it. Oh, I need to stamp something there. I don't think I'm going to stamp something, but rather I'm going to put some more of that word sticker. It was already on my table from the previous layout, so I'm just going to go for it and look for a couple of word stickers that would work well with this layout. And I don't remember what words I put in there. So I'm going to go with 2, and I think that's it. And then I'm just going to add Pizza with Principal on that yellow tab, and then handwrite my journaling, and then I think I am good to go with this layout. Sorry that my video is shaking. I always forget that my tripod is right next to me, and every little move can shake it. So here are some little details of my layout, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.